What is up, Giants Nation, Big Blue Nation? What is going on? Once again, no really news to break, but since it seems to be a hot topic going around the NFL and around a lot of the Giants Facebook groups that I am in, sometimes I regret even being in them because some of you guys, not the people that follow me, but some of the guys in there are very, very annoying. All they do is complain. They are never satisfied. They are never happy. And it just gets to a point where no matter what you say or do, you just cannot make them happy. But the topic of discussion is Colin Kaepernick. Should the Giants sign Colin Kaepernick as a backup, potentially compete with Tyrod Taylor and Daniel Jones to be the starter? I'm not going to make this political at all. I'm going to at least try not to. I know it's very hard nowadays when you talk about sports and conversations such as these that has to do with politics. It's very hard to not talk about it, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to not offend anyone with my statements. And hopefully everyone can respect my opinion and my point of view. So I'll just go ahead and start it. Should the Giants start or sign Colin Kaepernick, at least as a backup? I'm going to say no. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why. First, honestly, before all his shenanigans went down, I never really thought of him to be that good of a quarterback. I thought he had a good 1 year, lightning in the bottle with his feet and legs. Certain defenses didn't really know how to defend him. And then as the years progressed, after that Super Bowl loss he suffered to Baltimore, teams started to figure him out. Granted, Jim Harbaugh had a bad out with the Niners brass. And then it seems like the entire team itself started to crumble around Colin. And Colin's play was definitely affected by it. He does have good skill sets. I will say this. He has a pretty good arm. Not accurate, but he has a good arm. He can throw it hard and he can throw it deep. He has good footwork. He can escape the pocket and he can make plays with his legs. But that was also 6 years ago. Granted, 6 years, some people think, hey, I mean, that's 6 years of him not getting hit, him not taking a beating. He's probably fresh. Yeah, that's a good possibility. That's one way to look at it. But I also look at it as 6 years out of the league. He's definitely going to be rusty. He's a lot older than he once was. He's probably not as fast as he once was. He probably can't read defenses as well as he once did. He would definitely be a huge disadvantage for defenses and new schemes coming in. Hasn't even been tackled in six years. I mean, those things right then and there would just say, nah, I'm not interested in signing Colin Kaepernick. Secondly, I believe he had his shot. He turned some teams down because he wanted to start. They wanted just to sign him, to bring him in, to get a good look at him. And he was like, no, demanding of starting position right away. Don't know really where he thinks that he can do that. He hasn't accomplished anything in this league when he was in it. So his ego is definitely a little bit higher than it should be. But he should have at least gotten an opportunity. Now, I'm not going to sit here and think, oh, his antics are the reason why he's not in the NFL, or that's not the reason why he's not in the NFL. It definitely is. It definitely plays a big part. Him kneeling during the national anthem, owners see that. Their fans are disgusted by it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of him doing that. Clearly, there's other ways to do that. I have no problem him protesting civil unrest and social justice. I'm all for that. I think everyone should be treated fairly, black, brown, yellow, or white. Just like a lot of people are giving Kyrie Irving hate for protesting the vaccine mandate. I don't know why a lot of people hate him, but they don't hate Kaepernick, or why a lot of people hate Kaepernick, but they don't hate Irvin. Kind of the same. I respect Kyrie Irving's wishes. he protested in the right way, I think. He didn't disrespect anybody by kneeling on the anthem. I mean, people have died to be able to give you the opportunity to play the sports that you grew up loving to play. Yes, Colin Kaepernick has done some tremendous work outside the football league with charities and all that stuff. But, you know, when you get an opportunity and you play around with these NFL teams, changing the location times of the workout, telling that the media can't be there and doing a commercial instead, that rubs teams the wrong way. That rubs outsiders the wrong way. It certainly rubbed me the wrong way. So for that, I'm good on him. I don't want the Giants to sign him. They probably won't. If I know the Giants as much as I think I do, they definitely won't sign him. I think a team might, like the Seahawks, you know, I think a team might to try to look good. I go, hey, man, a lot of teams didn't want Michael Vick when he came out of prison doing what he did, and what he did was totally a lot worse than what Colin Kaepernick has done. But at one point, Michael Vick only was about a year away from the game, and Michael Vick was a great quarterback. Colin Kaepernick has never been a great quarterback. He was good at one point, decent the other year, and just horrible the last year he played. So it's a huge difference. A huge difference why Deshaun Watson's still in the league. Deshaun Watson is a great quarterback. Michael Vick, when he was out of the league for a year, he was a great quarterback. When Plaxico Burress shot himself and he came back a year later, he was still a good receiver. They still contributed to their teams, and they were still good. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played in over 6 years. To think that he could still be good and be a starter, there is no way in hell he could be. No way in hell, but yet, that is just my opinion. Maybe he'll prove me wrong one day. Who knows? Do I think he's better than a lot of the backups? Absolutely. Mike Glennon is awful. I would have rather have had Kaepernick as the backup than Mike Glennon or Jake Fromm. Is he better than guys like Sam Darnold and Drew Lock? Of course. Those two quarterbacks are terrible. But it's not saying much because, again, those two quarterbacks are terrible. But at the end of the day, competition, 6 years out of the league, it's going to get tougher for him. I don't think he can last. Also, the headaches does not outweigh his performance on the field. He is not good enough to deal with the circus and the headaches that he would bring to an NFL team. So for that, I would be out on Colin Kaepernick. But I do believe he is good enough to be a backup. I do believe he has still a little bit left in the tank. He could still be a very formidable backup. But to be a surefire starting quarterback in the league, yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that. I don't think that's going to happen. Personally, again, like I said before, I never thought he was that good to begin with. He definitely had some nice skill sets and some good traits. But again, if you're that good at football, no one would care. They would still sign you anyway. That's why Michael Vick got another chance. That's why Josh Gordon keeps getting chances. That's why Dez Bryant got another chance. Le'Veon Bell, perfect example. Different position, yes, which makes it even harder for a quarterback to sit out more than 1 year, even 6, that Colin Kaepernick sat out. Le'Veon Bell sat out for a year, and he has never been the same running back since, and now he's basically out of the league. Didn't even play. He's like a third-string running back last year for the Bucs. Again, another reason why I would be out on Colin Kaepernick. But that's just my opinion. Again, I was trying to be as fair and not one-sided as possible. Again, I don't hate Colin Kaepernick because of the things he done. I just don't think he's a very good quarterback, and that is why I would pass on the Giants signing Colin Kaepernick. Anyway, guys, give me your thoughts and feelings in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends to hit the subscribe button. I'll keep updating you on any Giants news. And again, was not trying to stir the pot with this video. I was trying to be as respectable as possible to anyone who possibly thinks otherwise. Again, I appreciate all my viewers and listeners. And, just keep hanging in there. Just go Giants. I'll talk to you guys later.